The movie Remember the Titans takes place in Alexandria, Virginia in 1971. The movie is about combining an entirely white school and an entirely black school and the struggles of forming a football team in a town of racial prejudice. Not only does the team have to learn how to work together, but the coaches do as well. There are many important characters in this movie, but the main characters are Coach Boone, the new head coach, Coach Yokes, the old head coach, now the assistant coach, Julius Campbell, the emerged team leader, and Gary Bertier, the appointed team captain.
The movie begins with the team at a 2-week summer camp. The camp is put on by Coach Boone. During the camp, the team has to put its racial issues aside and come together as a team if they want to have a successful football season. However, when they get back from camp, the racial tension in the town is still very high, and on the first day of school, the players are greeted with protests and fights in the school dealing with race. It isn't until later in the movie, after consecutive wins by the Titans, that the town is able to start coming together as the football team has.
The former head coach, Coach Yost, shows the community the bond by putting his Hall of Fame chances on the line during the regional game, which was fixed by the people who did not want to see integration. After winning the regional game, one of their star players, Gary Bertier, was injured in a car crash and paralyzed from the waist down. The team has to realize that Gary will never play along with them at their sides. Through all the tragedy, the team and the town's bond grew stronger. This pulled the team together, helping them win the state championship.
The team is defined by a group of individuals who must interact with each other in order to accomplish shared objectives. Team dynamics looks at linear perspective, that's forming, norming, storming, and performing. It also has other factors, things like players' roles, creating an effective team climate, and the team norms. The message that was being sent in this movie as it relates to team dynamics is that in order to be successful, you have to be able to put aside your differences and come together as a team. A lot of the movie has to do with some aspect of team dynamics. Using the linear perspective model, you can see all 4 stages in this movie: forming, storming, norming, and performing. Examples of the forming stages are when Gary tells all the black players when they first meet each other that he only needs half of the people for offense and half for special teams, but for them not to worry about defense. The aspect of forming is when they're at camp and Coach Boone tells them that they must get to know their roommate who is of a different race, and if they don't, they're going to go from 3-day practices to 4 days. There's a lot of storming going on in this during the camp. From the first day, when the 2 best players get into a fight with each other over a poster, to players fighting on the field. The norming and performing happen around the same time. It's after Coach Boone takes all the players on a long run to the Gettysburg battlefield that the team starts to come together. After this, the team is no longer concerned about the color of everybody's skin, but is more concerned about how the players are performing at each of their positions. Creating team norms is very unique in this movie, as this is the first team that's been integrated in the area. So all the norms that both black and white players have become accustomed to, they have to throw those out the window and create a whole new set of norms for this new team. One of the main reasons why establishing new norms is so effective is that the 2 best players, Gary and Julius, are able to put aside their differences and come together. Because they are the leaders and the most influential players of each race, other players follow along with them. As part of team dynamics that they use in this movie was creating an effective team climate. They did this in a couple different ways. One example is proximity. From when they first get on the buses and they have to sit with somebody of a different ethnicity to staying with that person in camp, that provides proximity, and they were hoping that proximity the players would be able to put aside their racial differences and come together. The other way that they did this was by creating distinctiveness. The team came up with their very own unique way to warm up, as you can see in this short clip.
1st, 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 1st
the ways that they use team dynamics is pretty effective in this movie. Everything that they do at camp brought the team closer together, which led the team to being stronger and closer. The only negative effect on team dynamics in this movie is at the very beginning when racial tension is still high. And the white players tell the black players that they don't want them on their team, and when Gary tells Coach Boone how things are going to be. I feel that for the most part, this movie demonstrates a pretty effective use of team dynamics. There are a few parts that would lead to negative team dynamics, such as the players saying that they only need half of the black players on offense and special teams, and from Gary trying to tell Coach Boone how things are going to work on the team. But overall, there's a lot of effective team dynamics that are used in this movie. I feel this movie would be really good to show a team how effective positive team dynamics can be, and then that can show the team that with team dynamics they can overcome anything. There are a few things in this movie that probably wouldn't work today or should be used. Things like not letting players have drinks of water or taking them on a long run. I feel that this is a good movie to show a team on how building positive team dynamics can bring them closer and have them perform better.
Leadership is the process whereby an individual influences a group of individuals to achieve a common goal. A leader provides a vision and is more concerned with the direction of an organization, including goals and objectives. In this movie, Remember the Titans, leadership played a huge role. The message being sent by the movie, as it relates to leadership, was that leaders help the team come together and put the team's goals and other goals before themselves. Leaders are either appointed or they are emerged from the group. And Remember the Titans, Coach Boone, Coach Yokes, and Gary Bertier were all appointed leaders, while Julius was an emerged leader. At the beginning of the movie, the team was not working together at all, and they were still caught up on race. It wasn't until Gary and Julius put aside the racial divide and emerged together as leaders that the whole team came together. Here's a short clip to see the scene where this happened.
Whatever it is, it ain't blocking. Break it. I'm sorry, Bobby, you break me. Julius, what the hell are you doing? You get to ref once, just one time. I swear to God, I'm gonna hit you so hard by the time you come to. Ooh, boy, you're gonna need a new haircut. You understand me? Let's play, fellas. Ball, let's run it again. All right.
The concept of leadership was woven into the movie in many ways. As mentioned before, leaders are concerned about what is best for the whole team. Gary was a great example of this when he kicked an old friend off the team that was pulling the team apart and was still not able to overcome playing someone of the opposite race. Coach Boone also took a leadership role to help the team come together when he had everyone room with someone of the opposite race at the summer camp. He also had them each day talk to someone new of a different race and learn about themselves and their family. Julius also took another big leadership role at the state championship game. At the state championship game, the Titans were losing, and Coach Boone comes into the locker room and tells the team that no matter what happens, he's proud of them and they're still winners because they made it so far. Julius then steps up and tells him, as much as he respects him, he should not be okay with losing. They have came this far, and they need to step up and win. Julius took matters into his own hands as a leader to help the team come together and win the state championships. Remember the Titans was a great example of how leaders put the team's goals before their own goals and how they just bring the team together as a whole.
As coaches of the varsity girls soccer team during the spring season, we could use many aspects of this film in order to build our team dynamic. In the film, the team had to overcome the problems with racism, not only on the field but at home as well. While this may not be an issue for our team, they still need to overcome individual, cultural, and social differences. We could use team building activities like the game If You Really Knew Me. This is an introductory game that uses simple statements from each individual, such as, if you really knew me, you would know that I had 2 brothers. As the activity progresses, the statements become more personal and will in turn bring the team closer together. In team meetings and follow-up meetings, we could have an open mic portion where team members can have a chance to tell their group any issues that they are having. This will make the team more comfortable not only with each other, but as well as the coaches. This idea relates to the summer camp scene in the movie where each team member was assigned a partner and they were required to get to know each other better. The partnership not only allowed each team member to get to know one another, but also helps in forming a stronger team. Our team could use this activity by switching partners every week. During the season, they will become closer with each other as teammates. Along with this, during the preseason, the team could create a unique chant that they will use prior to each game during the season. Working together on this chant will create group cohesion while establishing a group distinctiveness. In the film, the football team distinguished themselves with a pregame warm-up that they did before every game. This was a unique that distinguished them from other teams and other teams around them. By using all of these activities, the team dynamic will increase as the season progresses.